Hi, Angie here. I wanted to show you some art that my granddaughter and I did, and then let you know that this is a project we're going to start working on. It'll look different. So this is a collage art that my granddaughter did, and it is several layers of tissue paper to start with, and then some gesso, and then inks, and then napkin art. So this is my granddaughter's 8. So this was quite a long all-day project for her. I didn't think she'd be able to stick with it. I thought we'd have to do this in a couple of different parts, a couple days. But no, she stuck with it and she completed her beautiful collage, and she can't wait to hang it on her wall. So I wanted to show you that. And then this is the one I ended up with. We started out with the exact same papers. When we got to the ink, we used different colors. And then we used different napkins, of course. In mine, I used 2 of the same napkins. In hers, she used 3 different napkins. So I just wanted to show these to you really quick, and so let's get started on a project, shall we? I'm going to cut off right now and then come back to you. I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, welcome back to Dogwood Paper Arts. Today we're going to go ahead and work on a collage. My granddaughter and I, we made napkin art. I wanted to give her a chance to try something different. She is, 8 years old? She loved it, and that was the video that I showed just prior to this one of the napkin art that she did and I did. So I'm going to just show you the process that I used with her. It was quite simple, and it was just if you have a young granddaughter or grandson and you'd like them to do some painting with you, then I would highly recommend this. And it's quite simple. Let them pick out napkins that they like, and help them decide what they would like to do with it, and teach them how to make a layout on it, and just different things like that. So first I'm just going to gesso this. I think it is gessoed already, but it's kind of a dirty canvas. It's been hanging around for a while. So I just want to cover it with some gesso. And so that it will accept paint better, and it will accept the napkins better, and it will accept the Mod Podge that we're going to use for the napkins. Just all the way around. It gives tooth to the canvas. I sounded like I lost a tooth there, didn't I? So it just helps. You don't have to gesso if you don't want. I believe this is a pre-gessoed canvas, but I always re-gesso mine. Just to make it better. I'm going to do the sides too, because I am going to run my napkin over the sides. even though this is not a wide canvas. It's just a thin cheapie. It'll be a good one to do some practice collaging on and show you just a fun, quick little, well, it's not quick. That's a lie. It's not really a lie. It's not quick. You have to wait between each layer of each thing to let it dry, or you have to pull out the dryer, either a blow dryer or a heat tool, and give it a good dry. Oh, there we are. There's the first part, and now we have to wait for it to dry. Zen moment. So I will be back with you in just about, maybe about 10 minutes. It really doesn't take very long, but we'll come back in about 10 minutes and take a look at it. See you then. Bye. We are going to collage on it. So I've picked out some napkins that I'm interested in using, like this purple butterfly I like. I also like these birds. And what else? Well, there was some roses on here that I liked. I love the yellow roses with the pink. Here's another rose I think would actually go quite well. Got quite a few of those. So that would make a nice display around there, along with this toward the base. So I have those. It's the butterfly I'm after here, maybe the ferns. This, I like this setup more than I like this one. So if I can figure out how to display this one on here, maybe behind the flowers or something, then I'll go with this, because it kind of goes more with my other colors, especially the hydrangeas. I also have this Stemperia decoupage paper, rice paper. Can you see that? I also have this tissue paper. Oh, there's one of those rice papers out. I also have this tissue paper. And I love, 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 love this one. So I may choose to go with this bunny instead of birds, and then add in some roses and stuff. So that's where we're at. So knowing that I'm kind of in the blue colors, I think I'm going to put this one back. I don't think so on that one. This one has more yellows and greens. So I think the pink and the yellow roses would go well in here. Oh, especially this one. And this one has a little bird in it that I could actually choose. So I need to start by doing this, figuring out kind of your color scheme, where you're headed. I know that there's a white rose here somewhere that I would love to use. Oh, here it is. Look at this one. Now these are all napkins. So I really like that. So, but first we have to get a background on here with decoupage. Let's see, is my decoupage up here? I don't see it. Let me grab some. If my start with some paper. This is really fragile, so let's just start here. I got this from Rachel at Roxy Creations. I want to hog this paper terribly bad, but I'm not allowing myself to do that. And I really don't care if the words are going sideways or back ways or upside down ways so much, because they're going to end up in the background here. So I'm just tearing some of these off. I'm not necessarily putting them where I'm throwing them, but I'm not going to throw these little pieces away either, because they're too precious. They are old and beautiful and wonderful. I'm going to shake this up. That one, I've mixed some colors in. Let me look at this, if I can get it open. Excuse me while I tamp this on the table. Nope, I've got it glued shut. Oh, Mod Podge, maybe. It is. Okay. Got something red in my brush there. Whoops. Grabbed my brush wrong to start with. This is really fragile. I don't even know if it'll go over the edge without me clamping down on it pretty hard, which means it would probably break. So I'm going to go ahead and tear it there. Okay, let's get that little line of glue out of there. You're thinking, man, what is she doing? Destroying that canvas like that. So all I'm doing is just laying this down, and I'm going to lay some of these papers into it. Now they always start out looking just a little bit strange, maybe. You want to be gentle with your paper, but you also want to be sure that you get your air bubbles out, because air bubbles are just not any fun. I'm going to pour some Mod Podge into this little container. I have a bunch of these little containers. I was going to put some up for sale on Etsy and I forgot. But I have a whole slew of them. Even this Mod Podge, you know, is kind of glossy. Once you get everything laid down, it deglosses quite a bit, but I keep just throwing my brush into it too quick. If your brush gets really sticky, just plop it down in your water. Make sure you have water when you're doing this. Not to drink, but water for your brush to drink. And you just plop it down in there and it will kind of loosen up a little bit, and then you can wipe it out good with a towel. It doesn't hurt for this brush to get wet and then come back to your canvas. Okay, so I think what we'll do is let it dry, and then I'll come back to you and we'll start on an inking process. Ink, you say? We're using ink? You bet we're going to use some ink. Okay, so I am going to just put this back in there so I can mix it all back up. And if your Mod Podge is too thick, definitely water it down a little bit at a time. You don't want it too watery because it will, especially, you know, if you're putting it down on paper. Canvas is one thing. The other thing you do is get a plastic cup, and then when you're done, just take a piece of wax paper, put over the top, and wrap a rubber band around it. I still have some of these that are just wrapped with wax paper and rubber band. And that works out fine with the kids, with my grandkids. Okay, like I said, we're going to let it dry. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to either add maybe some paint. Oh, no, we're going to add gesso. And then we're going to ink. And then we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to do our napkins. And then we'll add more ink after that dries. So you can see it's a step-by-step process. Layer, let it dry. Layer, let it dry. Ink or paint, let it dry. Napkins, let it dry. Ink or paint, let it dry. Gesso. So, but we are going to gesso this again. We're going to knock back the color a little bit with gesso by rubbing it around in here. And then some things will show up really good and others will disappear. And it'll look great. So I'll see you back in just a little bit. Bye for now.